Hi, my name is Denise Hurley, and I haven't done one of these in a while, but this is a Zoom version of Harmonies. And this is my show where I have the pleasure to interview different musicians in the region, find out what they're doing these days and how life is treating them. And I'm so thrilled to have Elizabeth Lorrey here today with me on our Zoom version. Welcome, Lorrey. Lorrey, oh my God, you can tell.
You're not the first person to do that. No, I do it myself sometimes.
Do you? Do you? Okay. Elizabeth, I'm so sorry.
No apologies necessary. Thank you so much for having me on today, Denise. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. It's been a while since the summer, right?
It has. Yeah, we did a little show together there in August, I think it was.
Yeah, up at the ranch.
Good to see you in person then, outside, nice and safe.
Was nice.
And here we are back in pandemic world.
Pandemic mode again. I know it. So, why don't we start off with a song? You can maybe tell us a little bit about it, and then let's hear it.
All right. Well, this is actually kind of an old song. It's off of my last CD, which was a long time ago. It was 2012.
Wow.
But the funny thing is, it's called Something New. So it's just a quick little song I can start off with. So I figured I'd start with that one.
Okay.
So here we go.
Thanks.
Here we are, we're jumping through the same old hoops again, making everything as complicated as we can. Nothing can be easy. Here we are, we're swimming in the same deep water again, never noticing we're in way over our heads. Nothing's ever safe. And if you fall, just fall forward. And if you fall, I'll be right beside you. When we fall, just fall forward. Don't look back, don't look back. It's time to try something new. Here we are, we're covering the same old ground again. We change the words to say exactly the same thing. Nothing ever changes. Here we are, we're walking down the same old streets again. And everything is coming back around the bend. All the seams we've been. If you fall, just fall forward. And if you fall, I'll be right beside you. When we fall, let's just fall forward. Don't look back, don't look back. It's time we tried something new. Something new. Something new. Something new. It's time to try something new.
Ah, lovely. Lovely.
All right. Thank you
Sounds
so
like
much.
you've been singing forever and ever. You haven't stopped.
Oh, boy.
Very nice.
It's early in the morning singing. It's
Yeah, it's a challenge, right?
it's
Yeah.
fun.
It's fun.
Apologies for my morning voice. That was fun though.
Good. Good. Okay, so I always have asked this question when I'm doing these interviews now is what have you been doing during the pandemic? How are you keeping those creative juices flowing? What's happening?
Boy, well, I'll tell you the first year, really, first like March of 2020 when it all started,
Yeah.
I kind of shut down. I didn't really feel like I wanted to play music at all, or I didn't want to write at all. It was just too much. I was just kind of like I
Hmm.
kind of withdrew into myself,
Yeah.
and I was like, it's kind of like when you lose electricity for, a long time, and you kind of just stop. All the noise stops, and you just focus on surviving. And
Right.
that's how it
Yeah.
felt to me at the
Yeah.
beginning
Yeah.
of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it took a while. When the vaccines came, really was when I felt like I could go back out and play again.
Yep.
And I did some shows with my band, and I did a few over the summer. We did the one together.
Right. Yep.
Some solo shows. I worked on a totally online project.
Okay.
I guess that was in 2020. We did a thing where there's a guy. His name is Adam Farouk. He's a songwriter out of Newton, Mass,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets together a bunch of Boston musicians, and we kind of do a different project every year. So
Okay.
that year we did an online thing where we all recorded our parts and videoed ourselves and
Yeah. Yeah.
sent him this stuff, and then he put it together. So that was kind of a good project to do, to kind of just keep playing a little bit, kind
Sure.
of do something. I wasn't really doing my own stuff, but it was good to be involved with his stuff. And now I'm back to being not gigging again, because
Right.
the Omicron has come
Omicron.
and brought us upheaval. But what I've been doing is my my kind of next focus is to go back to. I mean, I went back to keyboards when I went back to playing in a band.
Okay.
I was
Yep.
focusing on keyboard a lot, and now I kind of want to do my own like original stuff with keyboards and just do it by myself with all my synth gear, and I might make a new instrumental keyboard album, which would be totally out of left
Oh.
field. It's totally
Yeah.
different than really anything I've done before.
Sure.
So that's got me cooking.
Nice.
That's what I've been up to. How have you been? You've been well? You
I've
doing
been
all right?
really good. I've been keeping busy with different projects too, doing my shows. Um,
Beautiful.
and yeah, yeah. And then, you know, kind of thinking what the summer will bring, trying to think if there's some places that we can um, offer music, so I'm looking into that. The music series, I'm hoping will start back up next fall.
Oh,
So
excellent.
yeah, we do have Cheryl Wheeler booked for October. Hoping that we can bring her in. So I'm hoping by October,
I hope
you know,
so. Fingers
things, things,
crossed.
fingers crossed that things will settle down, and then I can start bringing some people into the music series. But I do want to think about the summer because we can
Yeah.
do something in the summer.
Yeah.
So
That seems to be the ideal time when
yeah,
you
yeah.
can
So
get
I'm
outdoors.
trying. Yeah, and I love music outside.
Oh,
It's
it's so fun.
it's nothing like it. It's
Yeah.
nothing like it. So that's kind of what I'm kind of working on. And then I know everybody in the world knows I'm going to Ireland, so I can't wait to do that. And
Toast.
have you been?
I have not. No, I would love to go to Ireland.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going in April
Mm.
for that. So
Oh,
all
beautiful.
right. Yeah. So I'm curious about some of the things I saw on your page, your web page, and
Oh dear.
well, one of the things you have a blog
I
that
kind of do. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, you kind of do. So can you talk about the blog a little bit?
Sure.
How you what you write about, what you use it for?
Yeah, I was a little more diligent a while back, but
Yep.
it's one of those things where sometimes when you don't feel like writing music, when you just
Mhm.
aren't, you're not in that. It's a different energy,
Right.
and you
Right.
still have something to say, but you don't have the energy to do the music part of it. You might just want to put something down, put some ideas down,
Mm-hmm.
or ideas that don't really fit neatly into a song. So
Right.
I find the blog is a nice release for that kind of thing. And sometimes it just kind of focuses me. I do a lot of different things. I'm like the
Mm-hmm.
Jane of all trades, master of
Yeah.
none. But yeah, it just kind of lets you focus because you have one thing you're doing, and so that's what and it's also a nice way to just stay in touch with people, let them know what you're thinking without
Right.
they can go and look at it. You're not sending it to them.
Right.
Like an
Right.
email, it can get kind of annoying to get constant emails from people. So, that way they can go look if they want, and if they don't, they can leave it be. So
Okay.
that's
It's
the idea.
and it kind of helped you through the times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One particular blog entry I felt like I had to write because there was a song that I released early. Actually, I did do one thing early in the pandemic. Was I released a song called Lights, and
Mm-hmm.
it has a lot of backstory. And
Okay.
if you just listen to the recording, okay, it's a song, and but I felt like people ought to know the backstory on that one, so I wrote it into a blog and kind of gave them the inside scoop on what certain lines mean in the
Sure.
song, and where you
Nice.
wouldn't necessarily know it.
Yeah. I think that's nice sometimes when I mean a lot of people take music and the lyrics and it's theirs, it's what's happening in their life. They take what you're singing about, but sometimes it's nice to know what it means to you, what you're writing about, what the backstory is of that
Yeah,
particular song. So that was good that you were able to do that, let people know.
yeah. I mean, I tend to write things. I try to make them not ambiguous, but but so that they can be interpreted different ways.
Right.
And then some songs just aren't like that. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's just, it is what it is. And
Right.
you listen to it and you know what it's about, whatever.
Yeah.
But on that one, it was kind of important for me for people to know what it was about.
Right.
Um,
So, well, that's interesting because I was looking at your little bit of a bio, but it says that you craft dark blend of edgy, intense acoustic rock.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. I really do. Um, so what does that mean?
Well, yeah. It's so hard to describe music. You're talking
Yeah.
about, it's like,
Yeah.
how do you put it into words?
Sure.
So what I was trying to convey was that, well, first of all, I write really slowly.
Okay.
It takes me forever to write something, but I'm really fussy about how the rhythm of the words matches the rhythm of the music.
Mhm.
That a line is singable. That you're not just writing. You can write a really cool poem or something and just set it to music, but it's not the same as writing lyrics for music. So that was kind of where I was going with the crafting. And also, like, I kind of think of music as a bunch of little pieces that add up to make the whole. So there'll be a
Okay.
little hooky keyboard line, there'll be a bass part, and I kind of hear all that in my head. I hear music kind of designed for a band to be played. And I come from playing originals in a band. That was what I did in college. And then I went to the when the band's all sort of dissolved and I was going into my solo acoustic phase, I kind of wanted a way to convey that it's not just kind of like this. I mean, nothing against singer-songwriters with a guitar. That's awesome. It's a perfect form, but that's not how I think of them in my head.
Okay.
The songs are whole and they're sort of made for maybe a 4 or 5 piece band, and then I transfer that to a solo version of it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
I don't know
it
if that makes
does.
sense. So that's what I was
does.
trying to convey with all that.
Right.
Like, and it's kind of more rock than folk. It's not so much storytelling, but it's more kind of, it's a little edgy. I don't know.
And there's something wrong with that.
It's not like super edgy, but it's a little. It's kind of rockish. I don't know.
And we like rock.
Yeah, love me some
Absolutely.
rock. So,
Oh, so yeah, how long have you been performing? You mentioned college days. Is that when it started?
when I was in college, there were dinosaurs roaming the earth, so it's been a long time. No, I started when I was 7, so that's even,
Really?
I started on classical piano. I took
Really?
piano lessons. I started when I was like 7 or 8, taking
Yep.
piano lessons and just, learning the basics. And I did that all through high school, and took some music theory classes in high school as my electives. And then when it was time to go out into the real world, go to college and be an adult, I was like, no, I'm not gonna. I'll just do music as a hobby. And my grand plan was thwarted. I couldn't do that. I had to have more music. I tried electrical engineering for like 2.5 years,
Yeah.
and then I realized that there was a sound recording major available at ULowell where I was going, and I was like, oh, I have to switch. I need to do that. So that's what I did. I switched majors and became a music major, studied sound recording, and it was like, night and day.
Wow.
I was like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's, yeah, it was awesome. It was a good move.
You.
It was a good move. So then I started playing bands. I hadn't really sung in front of people.
Okay.
I was riding in my car with a friend, my good friend, who plays. Well, he didn't play bass at the time. He was an English major, but just a good friend who loved music, and we were kind of singing along, and listening to Till Tuesday, I think it was, and I was singing along, and he said, "Hey, you should sing," and I was like, "I don't think so. I didn't know you could hear me over here." And when I switched to music, you had to do an audition to get in, and so they'd play something on the piano and say, "Sing that back to me," and I was like horrified because I hadn't ever sung in front of anybody, and here I am singing a mode back to the guy, playing it on the piano. So I had to get over that really fast, and then we started the band with a bunch of friends, and I ended up being the singer because I was the only one who could sing and play at the same time, and it went from there.
Very good. Nice.
So it's
Okay.
been a long time, many decades.
Yes. Do you have any favorite musicians that you kind of listen to, or maybe influence what you've been doing?
I would have to say The Cure is my absolute favorite
Oh,
band
okay.
ever. And they are a huge part of why I went into music. At that same time, when I was, I was in electrical engineering and commuting back and forth to school. I didn't live there. The Cure came on the radio, and I just about drove off the road because I was like, this is the kind of music that I hear in my head, and I just never thought, I hadn't heard it because I lived in the country and we didn't even have radio stations that played that kind of stuff. Like it didn't reach out there, and I just hadn't been exposed to it. And when I heard it, I thought, this is it. this is this kind of stuff I hear. Maybe I can write. When you're a kid and you're hearing stuff on the radio and it doesn't speak to you, or the stuff that you write doesn't sound anything like that. You're like, well, maybe I don't know how to do this. So I kind of just figured I didn't know what I was doing, and maybe I didn't either. But when I heard The Cure, I was like, yeah, I can connect to that, and then it took off from there. So yeah, they were a huge influence on me, and I got to meet Robert Smith and the rest of the band, which was a lifelong dream.
Yeah.
I met them at Great Woods.
Did you really? Nice.
I did, yeah.
Nice.
It was pretty fun.
Oh.
There's a picture of me standing next to Robert Smith, who's like 6 foot something, and I look like a deer in headlights.
Oh. Okay. So what do you think's gonna be in the future? You have any ideas?
Musically? or just like,
Well, musically, life in general.
Life in general, the future seems pretty scary right now. I mean, everything that's going on. But yeah, musically, I think like I said,
You
I'm
got
I really want to get my studio. My house is a mess right now. We had windows put in. We had the windows replaced a
okay.
few weeks back, and so then
Yeah.
it spurred. Well, since the windows are being replaced, we should rip off all the wallpaper and repaint, and like redo all the rooms. So now, like we've like torn up the whole house.
Wow.
Basically, everything's in a
Yep.
different place. I had to run around trying to find the pieces of gear this morning, because everything's been moved. But so yeah, in my immediate future, there'll be some ceiling painting and, and wall
Okay.
painting. But
Okay.
as soon as that's done and I can set up before we did that, I had just finished setting up my keyboard studio. I had it set up the way that I wanted it to,
Right.
so that I could go in and just start recording. And I
Yep.
put down a whole bunch of new ideas, and I really can't wait to get back to, finishing those off. I'm really excited about it.
Okay. And if you can get out to start gigging, you will start doing that, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. We do have some gigs booked with the band over the summer.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna try and do some solo stuff, probably at the Neshoba Winery, or
Yep.
maybe we can put together another outdoor thing, or
I would love to.
that
I'd
would be
love
fun.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
would definitely love to do that. So we'll work that out somehow.
yeah,
We'll figure it out. Okay. So how about a couple more songs?
yeah. Sure, sure. Um, I should probably play you the one that I was talking about on the blog. So today is January 6th.
Yes.
Well, that's infamous for a different reason, but
Right.
but this time about 7 years ago, my family and I were going through my mother's passing. She was in hospice from early December of 2013, and some stuff happened while she was at home in bed, sick. She kept seeing all the people who were important to her throughout her life. Her mother and her, my dad, some of the dogs that that we had growing up. Just all the
Yep.
people who were important to her
Yep.
kept coming to her, and I thought it was just a really interesting thing that was happening, because it made her feel at peace. Like she was all worried about what's going to happen and what's going to happen next, and am I sick? And she was kind of wasn't all there.
Right.
And one day she said to me, "Are you going to get my mother a cup of tea or a chair? She's been standing there all morning." And I turned around. I'm like, okay, my Nana died in 1975, but so okay, she's here with us right now, and you kind of knew that she was, and
It was. Yeah.
and it made a huge difference to my mom, and to us, just to
Sure.
know that that they were there to help her through.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that stuff. And thinking back on my dad and mom, they had a great life together. They had 63 years of marriage, and they met after World War II, or they met before World War II, and then when he came home from the war, that's when they really got together, and they
Right.
they could clear a dance floor. So that's some of the things that are in this song.
Okay.
And the one thing she said to us was, "Don't worry, Daddy's got everything set for the 17th." And we all looked at each other, we're like, the 17th? This was in early December.
Yeah.
And we thought, okay, December 17th, something's going to happen. We were kind of worried. And the December 17th came and went,
Okay.
and she passed away on January 7th, 1/7. So we thought, maybe she just got the numbers, a little jostled.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is called Lights, and that's exactly what it's about. It's just about that time. So I'm gonna crank up the reverb here. Coming to meet you by the door. They're waiting to welcome you home. Daddy's got everything set for the 17th. Ma's in the corner, she's sipping a nice cup of tea. The lights of your life shine on once again on a Saturday night just after the war. Met him again at the old Commodore. He asked to cut in and you danced for the rest of your lives. Steady and true with Grayson and love side by side. Love lights of your life shine on once again. Guide you through the darkness. Let the light of their love carry you home. Light of their love will carry you home. I remember the day back in '75. I sat on your lap and you rocked as you tried not to cry. Mama was gone, but your heart held her love like a pearl. A treasure to know you're never alone in this world. Love lights of your life shine on once again. Guide you through the darkness. Let the light of their love carry you home. Light of their love will carry you home. Light of your love will carry me home.
Ah,
So that's
I
how
loved it.
Lights. Ah,
Oh,
thank you
that's
so much.
Oh,
Thank you.
Elizabeth, that is lovely.
I'm glad
Lovely.
you.
Yeah, I really do like that. And then that
I was gonna
I
say you can
think.
download that from my website if you would
Oh,
like.
okay.
It's up there. I should. I'll do the thing. That's
Go
that's
right
the
ahead.
website right there. I don't know if that is that the right way around.
Yep, it is. Yep.
It's just my name .com. So yeah,
And you can download that
pay
from
what
your
you want.
website.
You don't have to pay anything if you can't. It's all good.
Okay. Okay. Um, all right. Well, let's so if they go to your website, they can get all the information they need to download any music and to find out where you're playing, and if someone wants to book you, so
Exactly. Yep.
it's all there.
You can contact
all
me
there.
through there. You can hear the music. You can stream the songs as many times as you like. And it's the whole
Yeah.
song. I didn't do the put a clip up and, just let people listen. People want to hear your music. Let them listen to it. So
Okay.
enjoy. I hope you do enjoy.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, could you do one more song and then we'll close
Absolutely.
out what
I
we're
would love
doing
to.
here?
I would love to. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. This is so nice to talk to you, Denise.
You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure. And we'll definitely get together soon.
I can't wait. It's gonna be that'll be a highlight of the year. All right. Well, this one's called Bittersweet. Could I have a little honey to go with all my bitter? Just a little taste of sweetness, if only for a while. I could use a little sunlight to break the hold of winter. It's been nothing but these gray skies holding on so long. And it sounds so sweet when you sing to me. I could almost believe. I've been staring at the ceiling, ticking off my failures, counting on the morning. If only sleep would come, and I'm ready for a new day, a chance to start it over. Tired of the silence, tired of being cold, and it sounds so sweet when you sing your song to me. I could almost let myself believe. Dawn could be breaking, though the sun's still pale and cold. It's a fragile new awakening, and we dare ourselves to hope. I could use a little bitter to temper all this sweetness, 'cause you know I might believe it when you sing me your song. I might just sing along. I might just sing along with you. Ooh, sing along with you.
One of my favorite of yours, just so you know that it is. Okay. All right. Thanks again, Elizabeth, for coming on.
Thank you, Denise.
Okay. And we'll see you again. And this is Harmonies. We'll see you next time.
Beautiful. Thank you. Have a great 2022.
Oh, and to you.
Sing along.